Matthew chapter 7 and verse 6. Matthew chapter 7 and verse 6. Watch this. Matthew chapter 7 and verse, what did I say? 6. Let's read together. What does it say? Give not that which is holy unto the dogs, neither cast ye your pearls before swine, lest they trample them on the feet and turn again and rend you. Wow. Watch this. So in the Bible, we look at dogs as shamelessly impure and unclean. And so as Paul saw what these religious leaders were doing, he said to his folk, beware of dogs. Because they're doing some stuff and they're shameless about it. You know, I've seen some stuff that's going on now in the religious community. I am literally frightened. Frightened. You go to some pulpit, the gospel has not been preached in years. And every time you show up, it's a message about how you can prosper and make more money. I've seen some stuff happen that shocks me. Trying to preach and teaching about money and about feelings and psychology and philosophy. There are some places where the gospel has not been preached for years. And then folks look at some of those preachers who amass huge amount of wealth, and they believe that the more wealth they have, the more spiritual they are. That's the world we live in. The gospel has not been preached. Jesus has not been lifted up, and there are so many people who are led astray. And as a matter of fact, there are people who have come to a point where they are literally fed up with hearing about teaching and preaching about money in the pulpit. Where is Jesus? Where is the Lamb slain from the foundation of the world? And Paul said, beware of dogs. You know, in the time of Jesus, dogs were not well loved, you know. They roamed the streets in packs attacking those who passed by. They had no owner, so they fed on the filth and the garbage and the dump. And many times dogs that attack us, ladies and gentlemen, are not the dogs that attack Paul, are not those folk on the outside. Many times the dogs that attack us are our very addictive behavior. I know that folks shouldn't lead people astray. I know that preachers shouldn't lead people astray. I know that. I know preachers are going to pay a price for leading people astray and for going against the word. I know that, ladies and gentlemen. As a matter of fact, I believe that we're going to have more preachers in hell than members. So I know that preachers will pay a price for not preaching the gospel and for embellishing themselves and for using the name of Christ to get rich. That's taking the name of God in You know something? Some of us, we like to go in those wrong ways because of our own addictive behaviors. Let's read some of them. Galatians chapter 5. Galatians chapter, what did I say? Chapter 5. Watch this. Watch this. Woo. Galatians chapter 5. Watch this. Let's read from verse 19. Galatians chapter 5. What are we talking about tonight? Sleeping with dogs. Tell the person next to you, don't bite me tonight. Watch this. This is what we said. When you're looking for the enemy way out there, if you look closer in, you'll find a real enemy. And sometimes the enemy is you. You know, we live in a society where folk are always looking out and pointing out who's doing this and who's doing that, and wouldn't take personal responsibility for anything. So let's read it. Galatians 5 from verse 19. Let's read together. What does the Bible say?
Now the works of the flesh
are manifest.
Which are these? Adultery.
Watch this. I'm talking about addictive behaviors now. I'm mentioning some names of some dogs that people are sleeping with. That's what I'm talking about here. That's what I'm talking about here. Some names of some dogs that people are sleeping with. And these dogs are biting them. And they're getting syphilis and AIDS and all kinds of stuff. But they're still patting the dog and feeding the dog. My Lord. Let's read some of these dog names here. You ready to read some of these dog names? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about tonight. I'm talking about sleeping with dogs. Some folk leave in the tent. When they go home, they're not loosing that dog. Some folk going home to sleep exactly with one of these dogs. Tell the person up next to you, let go of that dog. Let's call the names of these dogs now. Let's call the names of these dogs. You think German Shepherd and Rottweiler and Pit, you think they're bad? Watch these dogs here. Watch these dogs. Let's read them. Let's go together. We talk about some addictive behavior. Let's go together. Let's read it. Adultery. A classic name for that is sweetheart. Let's read another one. Fornication. You know what that big word means? Means sex outside of marriage. Uncleanness. Let's keep on reading. Lasciviousness. You know what big word means? Let me tell you what Elder Brooks said. Pastor Brooks said that big word means. It's old men who lusting after young women. They're old, they can't do anything, just sit down and lust.